What's up, good people? It's been a long time, no video. Apologize about that, but I want to talk a little bit about Bernie Sanders, since I kind of got hit up by some Bernie bros earlier today, since he did that bold move and did a town hall event on Fox News, I believe I think it was yesterday. And so I had people text me talking about, wow, Bernie, he killed it. Talking about the how he responded to the Fox News thing. And I'll be honest, just straight up, not gonna waste time. Bernie is a hypocrite, and pretty much all socialists always fall in hypocrisy. When you look at Bernie Sanders, and you can hear about it on the Fox News town hall and whatnot, in 2018 and 2017, I believe he made $1 million. I think a lot of that money came from book sales and stuff like that, and probably speaking engagements and things. And in 2016, he made over 500,000. So he's not poor. He is part now of the millionaires and billionaires that he likes to demonize. And obviously that is quite interesting. Bernie has always been a leech on the government. I don't think he's ever actually had a private job, to be honest with you. I mean, he's been in government probably ever since he's been out of school, whether he's been the senator or the mayor. He's been in politics all his life. He knows no other thing. And I was talking to these people about the fact that, okay, Bernie is a millionaire, mind you. Now, he's part of the Millionaire Club. And I call hypocrisy because when it comes to him, he thinks that millionaires and billionaires should pay their fair share. Now, when they talk about fair share, for a lot of people, it's just a platitude. They're never really specific about it. But Bernie Sanders, I believe at one point said he was okay with the top taxpayers paying 52% in their tax. So straight up, give up half of their taxes. Now my thing is, Bernie Sanders, you're now part of these millionaires and billionaires who you have been spending pretty much the last 3, 4, 5 years condemning and speaking ill of, talking about the gross inequalities in regards to wealth in America. My thing is this now, you're a millionaire, and Brett Baer at the town hall said, well, hey, you paid, I think it was a 27% adjusted tax rate. And it was just that way and favorable towards him because of Trump's tax cuts, the very same tax cuts that he demonizes and speaks against. Yet when he becomes a millionaire, he's totally okay with taking advantage of those tax cuts. And then people came back at me talking about, well, Chidi, you're asking that Bernie Sanders should pay more money than the government asked him to pay. And I'm like, that's asinine. I don't want to give any extra money to the government than that which is required of me. So I would never assert that. But what I do assert is that if you demonize these millionaires over here and say they need to pay their fair share, then when you join the millionaire class, you're like, well, hey, I don't pay the same rate they pay. Well, wait a minute. This is double-minded. Either one, don't pay the amount and actually set an example, and I'm going to talk about how he could set the example, or two, then just keep your mouth shut and just pay what they pay and stop complaining about people not paying their fair share. To me, it doesn't make any sense. And this is where the hypocrisy is. And I was telling people, I'm like, look, on your 1040, when you file your taxes, there is a line item on there where you can just voluntarily give a set amount back to the federal treasury. Now, my thing is, if Bernie is principled, and I know that's a hard thing to ask in regards to socialists, because our socialists don't have many principles unless they want to force principles on other people and their money. But if he was principled, he will go ahead and say, you know what? I know the government will tax me at 27%. All right? But I don't believe us millionaires are paying our fair share. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write in this set amount. I'm going to give an extra $200,000. If I'm making $1 million, I'm going to give an extra $200,000 or whatever amount of money it is to equate to, let's say, 50% of your income. So it makes me pay 50% in taxes. So now you're setting the example. You're not just telling people, hey, rich people, these wealthy millionaires, billionaires, they should pay, their fair share. You can now say, hey, y'all should pay your fair share because I'm setting an example and showing you what it looks like to pay the fair share. Follow in kind, follow my example. But he doesn't do that. When he's given the option to set the example, he sits right alongside the other millionaires and billionaires that he demonizes and is totally fine with paying the same level of taxes that they do. And that's bold-faced hypocrisy. Straight up. And people are like, you're making it, asking that you should pay more than else. That's not my argument, people. My argument is you refuse to set the example, but then you demonize other wealthy people for not following the example. That's hypocrisy. And I just don't have time for people like that. Socialism is just about envy. It's evil because you look at other people. Many people who are millionaires because they started businesses. Maybe they're millionaires through real estate. Look, and they've worked hard, they've done investments, and now they have amassed a certain level of wealth. They didn't get their wealth through hedge funds. They didn't get their wealth through cronyism. They just worked hard, made good decisions, opened up businesses, and made money from people who voluntarily wanted to buy their products or wanted to eat at their restaurants or whatever it may be. And now they're millionaires. More kudos to you. Props to you. I'm all for it. But now we want to demonize these very people and make it seem as if their money is ill-gotten. And to me, that's just evil. And I really just, it wells up in me just a dislike for people who take that stance. And most of these people who take this stance are people who don't understand hard work, who don't like hard work. Therefore, when they see somebody who put in that hard work and has reaped the benefit of that hard work, now it's my turn to attack them, to make myself feel good. Because hard work, I'm allergic to that. And then on another note, and this is separate from taxation, and is very revealing about Bernie Sanders, the man, is that when he revealed his 10 years of tax returns, it just so happens that when you do the average of the percent of charity that he gives annually, it comes out to about 2.74% of his actual annual earnings he gives to charity. And there was in 2016 and 2012, he gave less than 1% to charity. 1%. This guy is in the 1% club. And I'm not talking about 1% in wealth. I'm talking about 1% of your actual income you're giving to charity. Then you're going to demonize people for not giving their fair share, tax-wise. But shoot, even on the charity side, how can you give less than 1%? You're making $1 million. Or you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you can't even give 1% to charity? Really? This is insane. And this guy, I'll tell you, this guy's bold. I'll give him that he's pretty bold to attack other people as if they're stingy, as if they don't want to give up their money to good causes and give it to the good government because they sure know how to spend it and distribute the wealth. Yet at the same time, you're giving 1%? Less than that? Really? I'm just like, but I wasn't surprised though. I'm not surprised when a socialist is found out to be stingy, because it's always easier to just enforce and have an ideology where other people should pay, but then you have no desire to pay. So it's revealing of his character. I mean, even Bernie before, this is in old interviews, he says that he just doesn't believe in the idea of charity. He thinks it's the government's job, that the government does a better job than charity, which is foolish, which is wrong. Charity, private charity, always does better than government, because if they're foolish with their charitable distribution, if the public doesn't see a charity giving money properly, then the charity stops giving money and the charity goes under. Where versus the government, if the government blows $100 million on some pet project, well, the next year they just get more tax money and they just find another thing to spend on. It's just never ending. So they don't have to be concerned about losing money and going under because they're the government. They'll just raise taxes, or they'll just get the taxes next year from the same people. So those are my thoughts. It's been a long time since I put up a video. I'm gonna make it my earnest effort to try and be more consistent. And I really appreciate it because I have pretty much the same amount of subscribers as I did from about 7 months ago. I think when my last video was up. So I really appreciate people hanging in there and not just unsubbing because they thought, you know, maybe this dude's lazy, or maybe I died, or I just gave up and I was just like, man, I'm done with YouTube. So I really appreciate it. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think about this whole Bernie thing in regards to Bernie and his taxes, Bernie and charitable giving, Bernie and socialism, all that good stuff. Let me know in the comment section below. If you like the video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm about to go to the gym, get these gains. I'll holler at you later. I'm out.